Jennifer Vatsa here, Belladonna's Botanicals. I just want to give a quick update, talk about a couple things. Number one, I'm kind of just emotionally spent and over this whole thing with this scammer dude and their abuse and harassment. I've done what I've done, filed the DMCA complaint, reported their video on Facebook where they call me an autistic woman an art-tard and slow and a dumb B word and make veiled threats against me. So everything's been reported on my end. I'm not giving this any more of my brain space. I'm done. And I'm removing probably most of the content that I posted of regarding this, because, or at least, changing the privacy settings, because why give this guy any more word of mouth? Whatever. Anyways, be that as it may. Yeah, so that is my just quick update. I'm tired. I gotta be honest, I'm really tired. And I thank everyone. Sorry, I'm like making videos private on my Facebook, not Facebook, YouTube. Anyways, I thank everyone for their support, their wonderful comments and whatnot. Honestly, what can I say? And this is going to go into another video that I recorded last week about these issues. Is like, honestly, the occult community disappoints me in a lot of ways, because the amount of abuse I take that just automatically is just lowest common denominator, misogynistic, I'm a dumb B word, or ableist, I'm an R-tard, or whatever, and stuff like that. Some of that stuff really needs to be addressed in this community, because it's, quite frankly, it's sickening, and it's probably off-putting to more than just me. I mean, honestly, it takes a lot to actually offend me. I will speak out about these things because I don't think it's right, and I would prefer to protect, and speak up for the people that aren't able to, or are like, wow, I don't want to be a part of a community that supports this kind of nonsense. And the other thing is, I'm not going to be bullied into submission or silence by anyone for any reason. I've been through a lot in my life. I am well educated, well protected, and not, slow, as it were. But I'm actually quite fast. However, I am an autistic woman with ADHD. I have suffered from depression in the past. I refuse to be shamed for this. Said person actually went back and found my old GoFundMe campaign from like last year and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's the worst you could dig up on me, was a GoFundMe campaign. And they make fun of me for, I guess, having depression and having had a period of time of financial difficulties during an epically shitty economy, and having a mental health crisis, dealing with my autism and my chronic pain issues. Yeah, I'm an awful person. I mean, it's really takes a big man to pick on a disabled person. I mean, really, come on. And if you support that kind of stuff, because the video that he posted to his Facebook, like the amount of people cheering him on and like, and making fun of me for having mental health issues and being slow or whatever, I'm like, come on. How fucking disgusting are you as humans? But I digress. Anyways, this is no longer worth my brain space. I've reported the things I needed to report. I have had an intellectual property lawyer for over 20 years. So I am pretty well educated in the terms of how intellectual property works. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm not going to defend myself because I don't need to. But yeah, I thank everyone for their support, their continued support. And, if you honestly think it's okay to make fun of autistic people or disabled people or misogynistic people, I don't want you as a client, customer, friend, colleague, or known associate anyways. So no big loss on my part. Woo! I'm like, all right, whatever. Yeah, this ain't my first time at the rodeo. I have dealt with this kind of thing in multiple communities, in multiple circumstances, uh, a lot. Like to the point where, like, I've been physically stalked and harassed, threatened with unaliving, stuff like that, by someone who could easily find us. This is years ago, and thankfully, this person is now underground, literally, with a headstone. Yay. Because I finally feel safe, because this person, long after the lawsuit, this had to do with my ex-husband's company and stuff at the time, and was over 20 years ago. But yeah, like this person almost like broke into my house when I was at home alone. So I don't take threats lightly, number one, but also I know most of the internet stuff is just kind of bullshit. I've been through a lot, so occasionally I have to get a reality check, because I have become desensitized to the amount of threats I've had over the years, and all the shit that abuse and shit that I've dealt with personally and professionally. I don't know if I'm just a magnet for this, but I've dealt with it in other communities too, in varying degrees. I've dealt with it in the occult community in varying degrees. I don't know what to say. I mean, it's just like, I'd like to have faith in humanity, but it's getting hard sometimes. And, I'll be honest and I'll be real with you. I honestly, most of the time, I just want to be left alone to do my own thing. I struggle with the public figure access surrounding my business, and my, trying to have an active community, and so, social media presence, because that's part of a business now. Sometimes I love interacting with people, and other times it's literally hell on earth. And in that, it just takes a lot out of me. Being autistic and ADHD makes me highly inconsistent at times, because, I could be vivacious and dramatically entertaining, as you see me on many of my videos. And sometimes I am emotionally spent to the point I can't even put a sentence together. So, the thing I've come to realize is that no matter who you are and what you do, there's people that are just going to hate you for the mere fact that you exist. And they will dehumanize you along the way. Do I care what any of these people think? Does it harm my sense of self-worth? Not particularly, because I've heard it all at this point. It sucks, but it's just the way the world works. And this is often why some people become inaccessible to their communities and their supporters, or have layers to go through to get to access to them. Because it takes a toll. Like the amount of time I had to spend this past weekend dealing with this nonsense with this guy took away from me being able to restock items, took away from me being able to work on, other video content, took away from me making new products. And, it's just not worth my time. It really isn't. And, yeah. So, personal attacks don't bother me much. I mean, and like I said, I'll call out ableism and misogyny and all that. The one thing I will say is, while I may let things slide in what people say and about me, I am highly protective of my business. It's my baby, and I'm going to come after, and I'm going to protect it like a mama bear. So, that's just kind of how I am. And as I have stated, I've been really open and vulnerable, with my the issues I've dealt with in life, with chronic pain and disability, with mental health issues, with being neurodivergent, because that is part of my authenticity. And I want to give voice to the other people similar to me in the community. Sorry, my cats are running around like maniacs upstairs, and let people like to know they're not alone in what they're dealing with, and the stuff in their lives, and that's really important. So but I am going to protect my business interests legally. and my reputation. I don't really give an entirely, I really don't care if people like me or not. It's no skin off my back. And especially like, I'm like, oh, great, people who don't even know me, who I've never interacted with, hate me. Oh, I'm not. I literally don't care. But I will protect my business because it is my sole form of income. And I am very limited because of my disabilities right now as to what I can do. So I'm going to protect my business. And it has grown a lot over the 5 years I've been doing this. I mean, I first started doing it on the side while I still had a day job. And, I love what I do. And I don't want to get to the point, because I've had this happen in other communities where I've been basically bullied into being like, what, this shit ain't worth it, and walked away. I have done that numerous times. Where I'm just like, this just is not worth my emotional bandwidth, and walked away entirely, washed my hands, done. But I've learned a lot since then, and that's to just not back down and not let people bully me into submission and silence. And, it sucks. I mean, being parts of communities, especially if you're, in any type of leadership role, or, recognized in, or creator, collaborator, whatever you want to call it, is we all take an immense amount of shit for if we interact with anyone. Because I could just have an informative YouTube channel and never read my comments, or not, or never interact with anyone on stuff. And that just feels kind of hollow to me. That feels like I'm doing a disservice to the people who do support me. So, yeah. So, I'm just, being autistic, it's hard sometimes for me because it can flip flop back and forth. ADHD is very outgoing and social, and gets a lot done. Autism organizes a lot of things, but also can get very spent very quickly. And, again, this is my life. This is what I do. I really, honestly, just want to coexist in a world. I'm like, I don't care if people like me or not. I don't like everyone, and I kind of a live and let live and don't be a dick thing. If you come at me, I'm going to defend myself. And more to the point, I'm going to defend my business. But anyways, I just like to make people aware of what is going on in the occult world and what to look out for, because I don't want to see people take the abuse that I do, or support people who are abusing others in the community. So, yeah. Anyways, I probably said it 3 or 4 times now, but I do really, from the bottom of my heart, thank everyone for their support, for not only for support, buying things and supporting my business that way, but for your comments and, messages and all of that. Everyone has been really wonderful. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm just kind of done with this part right now. If anyone, I'll update if I need to, but I'm just over it at this point. So, yeah. Have a good one.